Here is then my first FIFA 18 Weekend League recap video, and the first time I brought you any sort of gameplay for a good 6 months. Now if you remember when I did these last year, I did used to show highlights from throughout the 40 games, didn't I? But I thought it makes much more sense just to show the final 10. Especially with the matchmaking being strict, it'll mean that you get to see me play against much harder players. Now I was going to start these last week when I did get my first 40-0, but I thought with the following week, this weekend that I'm showing you now, being the start of qualifying, I thought it made much more sense to hang on and show you the highlights of when it actually counted for something. So here is my team, and it's not a bad team at all, considering I've only put about £50 into packs. I mean, you compare that to the amounts the majority or a decent amount of the other competitive players have put in. Some of them have put, 500, 1,000, 2,000, as much as £5,000 in a pack. So I haven't done too badly. I've also been saving my team of the week packs as well. And this is what I do in game with it. I go flat 4-4-2, Mane left mid, Rui Costa right mid, Bale left striker, and Jesus right striker. Now, qualifying this year has changed a bit, and the whole structure of EA's competitive gaming has changed a bit. If you remember last year, it was all regional based. There was a Europe region and an Americas region and the rest of the world region. You had to finish in the top 12 or 13 to qualify for the events, and then you would qualify for a first regional land, then you would qualify for the grand final, etc, etc, as well as picking up some decent money along the way. But this year it's all changed. They've made it the top 64 in the world. It's not regional based anymore, it's just the global leaderboards. The top 64 in the world in the months of November will qualify for a big event in January, and then qualifying in February for a big event in April. Top 8 from both on both consoles will go to a playoff event where there'll be more money to play for, and if you get through that, you get to the FIFA FIWC finals, which is now called the FIFA eWorld Cup finals, or FIFA eWorld Cup, if that all makes sense. Now if you remember last year, in the first qualifying month, I think the top 13 qualified for Paris, because Shell's finished 13th, I finished 14th and didn't get to go. Thanks Virgin Media, by the way, for that disconnect that cost me my place. Oh, that's 2 disconnects I think it was in that season. And then in Madrid, I think it ended up being the top 20 or something, because so many people had already qualified. The top 20 ended up all qualifying for Madrid. I finished 21st and also missed out on that one. I did end up going to Munich in the end for FIWC, but that was a much more poorly organised event. There wasn't any money at stake. There was just a place in the grand final, and I got beat in that final. So the less said about that, the better. But yeah, this year I think it's going to be a lot easier to qualify. I don't think you have any excuse. I mean, even if my ISP, Virgin Media, decide to turn me in off 2 or 3 times, I'd still expect to qualify. I don't think there'll be any excuses this time round. I think if you can't finish in the top 64 in the world monthly, you really don't deserve to be being flown all over the world to play for the big bucks, do you? So I'm predicting for this month, I mean last month I think 64th in the world, finished on 149 out of 160, wins of course, 11 losses. So I mean a qualifying month, maybe up that by 2. I predict 64th in the world will finish about, and maybe 151, maybe 152, so that means 38 every week. Basically finishing the top 8, top 100, all 4 weeks of November should see you through. So that's what I'm hoping to do. Obviously this weekend I'm in a pretty good position. I've started this video with 29 out of 30, so as long as I manage to win these last 10 games, I should be good to go. Now we pick it up. Is this the game where... No, I think this isn't. Oh no, it is. This is the game where I consistently cut this guy open with some really, really nice goals, and he just scores goals which make me think, wow, I mean, look at this here. This is obviously from a kick-off, because this is EA's new thing they've put in the game this year that drives all mental. If you kick off and try to score straight away, the game will do everything, and I mean everything in its power to try and help you score. Obviously it works for and against you. I score a lot more than I concede. But in games like this, it just drives you mental. And then I score a banger with KDB, and what do we get here? I mean, what? How is Martial under pressure from Alaba, like shoulder to shoulder? How is he getting a finish like that? This game, I did think the guy was pretty good, but I mean, some of the goals he was scoring really was driving mental. And again, I slice him open here. Jesus slots it, and we do manage to get a 4-3 win, I believe. I think that was the last I think after that, I think I actually changed formation, got sick of basically being screwed over, and decided to play it safe. I think usually what I've been doing is when I've been going ahead in closer games this year, I have sometimes been switching to the 4-4-2 with the two CDMs. So I've been trying. Last year I used to use the 4-3-3 defend, the 4-3-3 with the two CDMs and the CM, but for some reason this year it doesn't seem to work as well. Now that's a rarity, isn't it? You just saw me there score a goal from the guy's kick-off. I actually tackled him and scored from his kick-off, and here I think we're going to round off this game. Yes, we are. I mean, I've been looking at ways to improve my team. Like I said early in the video, I've been saving up my team of the week packs for a while, and I've been thinking Jesus is maybe the weak link in my team, but he is just so good. Like, both feet, skills, speed, bit of strength. He's just got everything. So I mean, even if I did choose to replace him, I'm just not sure who I would go for. I've obviously always got my eyes on Cristiano Ronaldo, but my problem is he's a left forward / left winger, and that position in my starting 11 is taken by the GOAT, Player of the Month Mane, who has done some serious bits for me since I did the SBC shortly after the game came out. I mean, look at that, what you've just seen on your screen. How is that possible? I know it bailed me out of getting straight back on terms, but how can I kick off, do one through ball, and just be clean through with Gareth Bale? It's just ridiculous, but it turned the game on its head, and I think I took control from me. I don't think this guy was the best. I think I'm about to bag with Jesus here. Yeah, a little give and go with Gareth Bale here. And this is what I'm scoring. I'm still scoring a lot of these this year. I'm never ever, I mean, not that I did it last year, but the triple tap cross really has died a slow, painful death this year. If you got the ball on the side of the box and you want to do a low cross, do not do a low cross, do a driven pass. And KDB, after being slotted through by Hullet there, I think, finishes that one off, and we win it 4-1. On to the next, and you might recognise this because I'd scored. How many of these have you seen in the past from me? I reckon I've been doing this corner for about, I think I started doing it on FIFA 13, and I'm still doing it in FIFA 18. Might have been FIFA 14. Either way, I've been doing this corner for a very long time. I do usually prefer the in-swinger, but as you've just seen for yourself there, the outswinger can work just as well. You get the correct placement and power, get into that front post region, and you're going to pick yourself up a good few free goals pretty much every weekend. Now look at this for a bit of defending. He gets 2-1 with my keeper, so I'll bring Neuer out to force him to pass it, then run back on the line, hoping that he's going to take a first time shot. He does, and I managed to, a bit by luck, a bit by judgment, get it blocked with Walker's face / shoulder. Now if that was a bit of luck, this was a lot of luck. Got tackled. Jesus with his aggression nips it back into Bale, flicks it back to him, and he puts me ahead with a pretty simple finish. Now you're going to see me again here score with my favourite trick, or what seems to be my favourite trick in this video, the driven pass used as a cross, slots it in, and then I think in my last couple of games, in my last like 5-10 games, it's unlikely that I'm ever going to give away a 2-goal lead, because as soon as I get that second and third goal, I'm going to start playing a bit more defensively, pass it around a bit, and then just try and see the game out like I did here. I think, yeah, that one finished 3-0. Now into what I think is our final game of the weekend. I think obviously I was 38-1 at this stage, 38-1, and I wasn't actually in the top 100 somehow. That's how competitive the leaderboards are this year. I had 38 wins, and I still needed to win my final game to guarantee a place in the top 100, and I didn't get off to a good start, as you've just seen there. Crespo burying one, but even in a tense situation like this, when the pressure is on, lovely goal there, bit of tiki-taka round the box into Bale's feet, and he drills it bottom corner. That is something that I think has helped me a lot this week, and I did seem to pick up a knack of whenever I did go behind, which if I had to give a rough guess, I'd say is maybe about 7 or 8 of my 40 games, apart from obviously one of them, the one that I lost. I did manage to get back into the game pretty much straight away every single time, either from the kick-off or within 10 to 15 in-game minutes, and it usually, after I conceded maybe 1-0, I would go on and win by 4-1, 5-1, but not in this one. As you saw there, a well-timed tackle bounced straight back to him, slotted into Willian, and made it 2-2, and I thought it was going to be one of them tedious, horrible games to round off my weekend, but no. Gareth Bale again with the screamer. Bale really, on this FIFA, to me, just feels like Ronaldo, like a left-footed Ronaldo. They took his 4-star weak foot off him, but I mean, apart from that, he's absolutely outrageous. He's just so fast, strong, never ever seems to miss. Nice back heel by him there. 2-man hit, first time finish. I think that rounds off our gains. I think that was it. Yep, he paused and quit at that point, and this is what we finished on. 39 wins, and unbelievably, look at that, 39 wins, 70th in the world. That is what we're up against on PlayStation, so it could prove to be a tough old month. Like I said at the start of the video, I still predict that 151, maybe 152 will be all that will be needed for qualification. That's 38 every week, so I've got off to a decent start with 39. Obviously I'm always aiming for the 40, but you can't win them all, can you? Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in a few days time, hopefully with some rewards if EA finally decide to give us a decent team of the week.